This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. What I'm looking at today is Alien Specimen, which is the second of the 40th anniversary Alien shorts that I've been looking at. And luckily, it is such an improvement over Alien Containment. For a while, I was getting a little bit disappointed. Now, admittedly, this is only the second one I've seen. I believe there's 6 to 7 of them. But it was kind of getting tired of seeing the same old tropes repeated. And while Alien Specimen doesn't necessarily do anything new with the franchise, what it does do is tell a well-told story, and that's important. And part of what makes Alien Specimen work, as opposed to Alien Containment, is that Alien Specimen doesn't throw us into a very hectic and chaotic situation in which people are just way too calm considering the circumstances. Keep in mind, with Alien Containment, their ship had just been blown up, and they had escaped on an escape pod. And they're really calm about this. Very, very mellow, which conflicted with what was going on around them. There should have been a lot more chaos. It should have been a lot more hectic. Instead, it played like a stage play of an alien movie. Way too controlled, way too balanced. It should have been chaotic. It should have been hectic. There should have been more panic than that short showed us. Alien Specimen takes place at a research station. I believe they're researching food or something of that sort. And an alien egg manages to get into the installation. What makes this episode work is that there are layers to it. There's conspiracy layers. How did the egg get there and why? And the way the story treats its characters. The two main characters is a woman, a researcher, and her dog. And this works for the most part really well, except it could have been done a little bit better. And what would have made it work better would have been examples of her, the researcher, playing with the dog. I believe this short is not significantly longer than Alien Containment, which makes it 9 minutes and 10 seconds, give or take. And what they could have done was intercut with her. In the short, there were scenes of her working in the lab, doing tasks and so on. All they need to do to make the short particularly resonant was intercut scenes of her working in the lab with her playing with the dog, building a rapport with the animal. That way, when the animal's fate is finally revealed, it would have been more resonant and been more powerful. One of the weaknesses of this short was that it plays a little loose with the alien mythos. For instance, the chest burster has acid for blood. This is a defensive mechanism. The chest burster exists only to lay eggs, and after that it dies. But to accomplish that task, it has no defenses other than its acid blood. It's fast and strong as well, but those aren't necessarily defensive features. Those features all work towards its end goal, which is to lay the egg, and after which, as I said, it dies. So the acid blood is a defensive measure for the creature. But there's a scene where the creature bleeds, alerting the researcher to its presence. How did it bleed? Why was it cut? Earlier in the short, there's the implication that it had a conflict with the dog. But that's not how facehuggers work. In the sense that if you're fighting with a facehugger and you break its skin to such a degree that it bleeds, it's going to get acid on you. That's it. It's not a debatable thing. It's going to happen. So how was it that that facehugger had somehow maintained a cut? It wasn't with the dog, because the dog is shown soon afterwards, and it's fine. Or at least as far as you can see, it's fine. So it doesn't quite make sense. Plays a little loose with the alien mythos, as I said. But on a whole, Specimen is a very good episode. And a few tweaks, like those I mentioned, would have really sent it over the top. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. Peace.